This is Judge Joe Brown, and we're listening to We All Be News. News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
We All Be is honored to have once again the one and only living legend, in the words of Duke Ellington, truly beyond category, the one and only Baba Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic and getting better. Let me just say thanks to you and all those that's out there sending messages. And to you, the listener, somewhere you got to understand that you listen. And to my man Ron, don't worry about winning people over. Truth has nothing to do with winning people over. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people will call into your show who's government agents. There's people out there who've been listening to you that love you. And you take our work, those of us, and you transfer it to your listener. Huh? And so don't worry about people trying to trick you and all that. That's the government's job. What is happening with social media, you've taken on $1 trillion industry that have a kitty sitting over just for lies. Huh? And they make everybody believe that the president knows. Let me just ask you a question. If your brother ran for president of the United States and won, how many terms can he serve?
2 terms.
2 terms. That's 8 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, the people that run the CIA and the FBI, he gets to appoint them. That's just 2 terms. Mm-hmm. The people that run those agencies have been there 40 years. They got 2 sets of books.
Right.
Huh? I mean, if they'll shoot Kennedy in the head, what do you think they'll do with changing a book? So you come in, the most powerful human being in the world, huh? And you put somebody in, and they give you a set of books to convince you that everything is right. But the people that run, if you've been a spy, and you've been spying on France, Germany, and Russia, what happens after 8 years? Huh? So that transfers down the real books and then the phony books. And so when you stop and think about, what they doing, huh? I mean, when the president don't behave, they'll kill him. Huh? And then blame it on somebody. Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
One of the most powerful books at the time was Life magazine. Mm-hmm. Well, who wouldn't trust Life magazine?
Yes, sir.
Huh? And so this was the front page cover, February the 21st, 1964.
Yes, sir.
Huh? This went around the world. You can see that.
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Around the world. Huh?
Yes, sir.
There's Lee Harvey Oswald with the pistol on the side that he used to kill the cop. Tip. There he is with the rifle. Now, somewhere you got to understand, when you get ready to kill the president, you're not going to order a mail-order weapon from Sears and Roebuck. And so that showed you the stupidity, the ungodliness, and the unspirituality of the American people that will buy some garbage like this. Huh? But that happens when you got people you hate, when you got Jews you hate, Germans you hate, blacks you hate, women you hate. Then they can move stuff in, because remember, they spending billions of dollars with research on the human brain. Now, I'm born October the 12th. Okay, now what day you born? Not the year, the month. October the 12th, I'm born. When you born?
April 23rd.
All right. In America, we say April 23rd,
right.
October the 12th. So all at once, when the mess came down in the World Trade Building, they said 9/11. They didn't say September. We don't use the 9 in America. We say May the 1st, Christmas, December 21st. 911 tells the brain to be scared. Now that's where they are. So when they say, not September 11th, 911. So if you went home and your mother was in the house on the phone, and you said, Mom, who are you talking to? She said 911. What happens to your face?
You're afraid or frightened.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think something, okay, this is what this is about. So the American people sit here and think this is a little darling of a country. Never before in the history of planet Earth have such filth and insanity appeared with America. So the fact that we accept it means we filthy too. So when you stop and think about just simple stuff, that God made Adam, and Adam said to God, I am lonely. And God didn't say, how can you be lonely when ain't nobody here but you? Hey, I made the moon, the stars, the sun, the ocean, the insects, the bugs you can't see. I made them. Huh? So I'm telling you, I didn't make but one if you go along with the story. So where'd you come from to tell me you lonely? Who you been talking to? And so now, before I remove this here, I want you to look at this Life magazine story. The date. Now, look at Lee Harvey Oswald. Look at the body. You see the shadow?
Yes, sir.
You see the shadow is going behind the body? Now, look at the neck. Look at the nose. The nose is coming forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay? You get a good look at that. The body shadow's going backwards behind him, and the nose shadow is frontwards.
Yes, sir.
The universal God could not put something together where the sun, one instant is going behind, and the same sun is going in front. Now look at the neck. That's a cropped picture. The head don't fit the body. They got the newspaper up there to hide the neck. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And then they're going to tell us this is a communist journal. So all you got to do is look at this here, and you see it. Now you say, well, Dick Gregory, oh, man, look, truth have never had to be validated by ignorance or trickery. All you got to do is go to the library or Google this cover. Now, if you think I got this much power, well, I can trick every cover on Life magazine around the world, then I'm going to be honest with y'all giving me too much credit. Okay? And so again, I'm saying it's information. You think I know this, you picking it up, and the New York Times don't know it? The Washington Post don't know it? This is a game. Huh? And so when you stop and think about it, it's this new social media that's putting stuff out here that if the stuff my mama heard me say on this show, she'd call the police on me. First, my mother told me that Santa Claus was a white man, and she was buying the toys. Now, she didn't say I'm a white man. I'm saying my mother said Santa Claus was a white man. Stop. And we all knew that she was buying the toys. That's not the Klan told me that. That's my mother told me that. And so when you stop and think about it, now, let me put a period here.
Okay.
So you out there will know how powerful you are. Nothing to do with the church. The church didn't make a kneecap. The Catholic Church didn't make a lip or a nose. That's made by the same universal force that made the sun, the moon, the stars. That's who made it. Huh? So let's all 12 noon. You see, I came through, I just dumb, I didn't know. that a lie detector test could be tricked.
Mm-hmm.
So a cop said, I bit him and kicked him. I said, I didn't. They said, would you be willing to take a lie detector test? Now here's what I didn't know. I didn't think. That they hired the same lie detector company in Chicago that works for the city and the state on lie detector tests. So they're going to lie because they're making millions of dollars from the state and the government because they do their lie detector work.
Yes, sir.
I hadn't even thought about that. Thank God. Because I knew I hadn't. That's just between me and God.
Mm-hmm.
They said I'm lying. First time it dawned on me that the lie detector companies can't be trusted. So from that point on, I would never say, I'm glad I'll take a lie detector test. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And so when you stop and think about this thing called truth, they run governments with lies, and innocent people get caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so some kind of way, when you sit and got to go out there with your truth, then there's people come on the show just as honest. We talked about Sabi on your show,
Yes, sir.
nutritionist.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but a government agent.
Mm.
And then people call in and say, wait a minute, hold it. Truth has never had to be validated by ignorance. Left eye, the same.
Mm-hmm.
She was killed while she's at his place. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Sabi went into the Supreme Court and handled his own trial barefooted in one. This is a game. And so the question nobody asked is first, let's say he was in what, Honduras?
Yes, sir.
Where'd he get the money to buy a facility in Honduras? What kind of crap did he have to go through for insignificant, no businessman to buy land to open up a clinic? These are the things. And people got a right to be fooled. Ain't people fooled with America? How long was I fooled by America? Huh? Stand and salute and all that. Huh? And go through all the changes. And then you got the brother out there that didn't stand.
Colin Kaepernick?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. How do you react if you're in a wheelchair? How do you react if you're born with no legs? Huh? Huh?
Right.
Now, I didn't know nothing about protests, and I'm qualifying that with this. When I got into the civil rights movement about no killing, I stopped singing the Star Spangled Banner. Why? They talking about dropping bombs on people, and the bombs burst in air.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. I'm telling black folks that killing is wrong, then I'm standing there singing about the bombs we drop on people. For you youngsters out there during World War II, the church and the Christians in America, many of them were singing praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Are y'all crazy? Praise the Lord. Man, the whole universe is messed up if we can turn God into a trick. He like Americans, he like them, but not the Germans. Okay, this is a game. And so when you stop and think about it, the universal God don't give a damn about what you believe in, huh? What you learn in the church. And so consequently, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. They had another song, coming in on a wing and a prayer. You out there dropping bombs and you got shot down, you trying to make it back to base. So you coming in on a wing and a prayer. Somewhere that when you just stop, you can't because it's in here. How long do it take to get it out? I don't know. But first you have to know it's there before you can get it out. Okay? Here's where you are. Okay? Here's where the civil rights movement was.
Yes, sir.
Everybody hate dirty clothes. If you hate blacks, you hate Jews, you hate Germans, you still hate dirty clothes if you have a sound mind. So they come up with a washing machine. Right? So the washing machine don't clean your clothes, it's the agitator. Put your dirty clothes in the washing machine and take the agitator out, you got some dirty, wet clothes when it's over. So you got all these white folks sitting around telling black folks and men telling women, be cool, don't agitate. Huh? Wait a minute. How do I get them clean? Okay? In many cases, the agitator is black or gray. The agitator. Okay? You don't kill your clothes. You don't drop poison on them. You put a general agitation in there, and the clothes get clean. Then you hang them on the clothesline, and the sun destroys all the germs. Not a dryer. And so, the rule of thumb, if you think you're dumb because you ain't got no education, the rule of thumb is when I wash these clothes and I see them come out sparkling white, that don't kill the germs.
Right.
You hang them up. Now, some of these young, brilliant cats now will come up with a washing machine where you can only wash your clothes in the daytime when the sun is out. And have a channel where the sun is being pulled into the washing machine and kill the germs. Okay? All of this is out here. I don't know what I did with my car keys. Okay? But for those of you that have car, can I pick this up without messing up your thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So you go in your pocket and you take out your car keys. And you, on the way to the car, you punch and the engine comes on. Now think about this. This little piece of, now you can take your car keys and leave Memphis and walk all the way to New York, New York all the way to California, and you can push the button that turns your car on, and you can walk from your house to Memphis, to California, and no car engine will come on but yours. I mean, think of where they are technology. And you nuts sitting out there running all this game down and don't know how much money. We talking about a toy, that can turn no other car on but yours. I mean, think about that, okay? And then when you sit around and have somebody tell you, if a woman tell you, we don't want to believe her, If a child tell you, Mommy, the basement's on fire, Oh, get out of here, boy. Where you get all that crazy, or stay there and burn, okay? And so again, the whole bit. I mean, you're horrified when they tell us about how dumb, stupid. God ain't made no dumb and stupid people. Now let's look at those people. Go to Walmart.
Yes, sir.
Count everybody that works for them. How many of them been to college? How many of them finished high school? Count them. But yet they have thousands, hundreds of thousands of products. You can go in there tonight and say, I'd like to know where the baking soda is. And that person who we think is dumb will say, well, it's aisle 17 down towards the bottom. When that person get done? I went to a doctor to get some tests, and the doctor looking for his stethoscope, and he got it on.
That's right.
No, you need to go to Walmart when you lose something. Or go to the Nation of Islam. Man, I went to the mosque one time, and you got to be searched to go in. They found something in my pocket I've been looking for 6 months. But all the stuff you can get past the airport. and all of that. And so again, we're saying that as you walk through this, we let them go too long. Huh? You got all those social, you got the left-wing social radio and the right wing. How you know the right wing is right wing? How you know that's just a trick? Let me tell you what I like about Rush Limbaugh and them guys. When them radio stations started coming on, you didn't see that hatred in white folks. It was still there. You didn't see it. Why? Because they had their spokesperson. It's like you go to court, they accuse you of murder. Maybe you did it, maybe you didn't. But your lawyer is there to defend your position. And then next week, he's defending a Callahan that's up for murder. That's what these shows are about. Right. Their position are the position of the people out here. And they love to hear it. Okay? So all you got to do is say da 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 da, da 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 da, and they go for it. And so again, when you stop and think about what they tell us. So people, social media, me and Mark Lane and a whole lot of people out there, we ask the same questions. Huh? How them little punks? Huh? Learn how, you see, the World Trade Building, right. When you're doing 700 miles an hour, it's smaller than my finger. How they hit it on the first strike? Huh? Case closed. How they hit them? And then after you all put the stuff out here, then they come through and say, wait a minute, they went to simulator school. Simulation school? You had to learn how to use a simulator. Oh, what school? The one in Florida. We checked that out. That's Warren Buffett owns that.
Right.
Huh? Well, if somebody's lying on Warren Buffett, he's powerful enough and big enough that the government should check him out. Oh, well, we don't have them there. You check out here. You check out babies and stuff. Huh? And so somewhere, and let me just say this to you. When I was a little boy, I used to go to the movies and see Frankenstein.
Right.
I was scared of Frankenstein. And then one day, when my head started changing, an awful horror came over me. The mad scientist, who was played by Bela Lugosi, Frankenstein was scared of him. I didn't have enough sense to be scared of who the monster was scared of. So I look at America. If white folks scared of me, and I'm scared of white folks, and you ain't got enough sense to be scared of who the white folks scared of, you so busy being scared of me, go and look at Frankenstein. And the mad scientist say, go, Igor. He say, no, no. He always said no. And then he went, killed the people, and brought them back to the mad scientist. To the mad scientist. How can you, white folks, not be as frightened of a nuclear bomb as you are a black person? Huh? Now y'all sitting there talking, well, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Because you don't know fear. I know black folks been taking aspirin for 20 years, and then it dawned on them that headache comes from a brain tumor. That's what white folks, state of illusion. Mother said, nah, my son couldn't have killed nobody. Not my bozo. Oh, that's the name, bozo. And so when you stop and think about it, oh, honey, 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 oh, honey. Do you know more people die in America every day from honey than cocaine? Did you know that? That's why they tell, the doctors tell you, little children don't give them honey. So what's wrong with honey? Well, the bee goes out and gets honey for the queen. But on the way back, it stops and gets wild yeast. So when they take honey from the bee and they strain it, the wild yeast is not there. So now what happens? The bee brings the honey back, stops by and gets the wild yeast, and it's for the queen bee. Honey is already pre-digested, so it goes directly to the bloodstream. Huh? And it throws the blood sugar off, the brain detects it, and it throws in insulin, and they got to put so much insulin in, you die from the honey. Okay? Now, how you going to convince people that's been using honey all their life? You know, the other thing is, if the Bible says eternal life, then somebody got to break down to me what the word eternal, because I thought it was forever.
That's right.
I thought it was forever. So all at once we sit here all messed up with a system. Black folks been here billions of years before white folks. Well, how do you prove that? All the stuff that we wrote, the scientists done took it over now. And they got scientists to back up they lie. They lie. And so consequently, as you reach and you see the whole wisdom thing, you born with that. Huh? So the other day, when I talked to some folks in Europe, they said the story broke that Hillary dead. Hillary, oh, is she? I heard it. I heard it 2 days before it happened. So they saying that when she got sick and went to her daughter's house, when she came out, that was somebody else.
Yes, sir.
All over social media, that's being discussed.
Yes, sir.
Well, they got doubles. They got doubles they send to conventions. You think it's the Secretary of State, you thought it was Hillary. It wasn't. Huh? So this is what's out here. Now the government got to deal with that. Because they know there's some folks out there, including them. The government runs right-wing stations so they can lie the other lie. But there's an order in the body that after you've been listening to people for so long, you can feel the truth. You're born with the truth. And so consequently, Kennedy was shot in Dallas. In Dallas. Now you got two things to deal with, Kennedy and Lee Harvey Oswald. Now, when Kennedy is shot in Dallas, the straight papers ran the story that Kennedy's brain is missing. Now wait a minute. When you shoot the most powerful person in the world in the head, how did they know it wasn't the Russians that did it? Huh? So how's somebody gonna get close to that body? Now if his brain is missing, it meant it had to happen in the hospital. Huh? You didn't go in his head in the ambulance. He went in the car he was in. Now watch this here. Kennedy's procession turned on Elm Street. The book depository that they said Lee Harvey Oswald was in was on Elm Street. That decision wasn't made to go down Elm Street until 30 minutes before he was shot. So how did Lee Harvey Oswald know to get a job at the book depository 6 weeks before Kennedy was shot? How did he know Kennedy was come that way when that wasn't on the schedule? Now let's put a period there for a minute and come right back.
What's up?
When King was shot on the balcony, you had 5 people on that balcony pointing up. Wait a minute. Do y'all know anything about how fast a bullet is moving? The bullet done already hit him for the sound catch up with you. So how did they know where it came from? I mean, think about that. How did they know? And the other thing, the human part. We sitting here filming this show. If a bullet come through this window, we're going to hit the floor.
Right. I do just remember.
How did they know it wasn't going to be another shot? How did they know that? Huh? King is on the ground. When they show these pictures, you see him on the ground. Nobody's leaning over him saying, King, King, you okay? Not once. They point. Huh? No. The whole bit out here, that the great thing about when ignorant folks do something, they love to tell them. Huh? That's why a woman said, if I have sex with you, you're not going to tell them. Oh, man, when I was out there, I told people before I even had them, you know, I'm going to see Mel with the day man. Wow, you see, you know. Now watch this here. You got ignorant folks, Klan, White Citizen Council. 2 days before King was shot, there was word out, King going to be shot in 2 days. What we like for you to do is know all first responders can only take him to one hospital. That one sit up waiting for him. What do you mean? Well, he might not die on the balcony. So if he's not dead, that hospital know what to do. Well, King didn't die on the balcony. When he got to the hospital, he was still alive. So what did they know to do? They smothered him with a pillow to death. Smothered him with a pillow to death. All right? Now, them crackers was out talking about it. They had another group in the hospital spit on him, called him nigger and all of that. Well, there was a whole lot of people in that room, and all white folks see something. They got 2 things to do. If they're Christians, they can wait 50 years, and they think they're old enough to die, and they want to go to heaven, so they're going to seek out people like you and me, and show you the pictures. Huh?
That's right.
Show you the pictures. So there's always been pictures circulating. When the story broke 3 weeks ago, I called Martin Luther King III. Because I always told him everybody who was involved in killing your daddy, shooting your daddy. Huh? Here's who, including the black folks. Huh? Including the black folks. So I called him and said, man, the story is fixing to break now. That your father was smothered to death in the hospital. And so had y'all ever heard anything like that? You know what he said? Yeah, something like that. Why? Because them ignorant ones, they talk.
Right.
Cops know when you're going in, find the ones that's been bragging about what happened. Now that changed the whole dynamics of the thing. But social media, now somebody might be somebody that loved Kennedy or love America with big money that bring in real investigators. I had North Carolina hired some of the most brilliant researchers in the world to do a thing on Dick Gregory. Huh? Not government, on Dick Gregory. Man, when they came to see me, I didn't know they'd been working on it for 5 years. They had 3 suites of rooms full of stuff on me. I never knew my daddies as well. They got my daddy's, I'll show it to you in a minute. They got my daddy's draft notice for World War I. Okay? They got my daddy's birth certificate when he died. My mother, we all lived with Mom. I didn't know where she died from. They got the birth certificate and the cause of death, and my sister, Dolores Gregory, signed off on the death certificate. See, when people want, especially with the technology they got now, So when you look at Kennedy, here's the book out here.
That's right.
This is Robert Grover, just an ordinary white Americans that all of us loved. That anytime we came up with a picture, or he came up with a picture, we could go and check it out. Okay? And this is his third book. JFK, huh?
That's right.
JFK, Robert Grover. Okay? And they got the proof. Now watch this here. Now, let me just show you something here. Now, they said Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey Oswald was on the 6th floor shooting at the president, right?
That's right.
Now, just look at this here. Now, here is Lee Harvey Oswald on the 1st floor looking at the parade right there.
Wow.
Huh? Can you pick that up?
That's right.
He's down on the 1st floor. He don't know nothing about what's fixing to happen.
Wow.
Now, watch this here. There's another picture of him down on the 1st floor. Huh? Now, this one here is really weird. Right here. Can you see them two Secret Service agents?
That's right. They
Can
look
you
at him.
see
They look right at him.
At him?
Right, they look at him.
Okay, now think about this here.
It's crazy.
All right. But when you scared and the news is coming through trick sources and you see, you don't see all this, although they're showing it to you, and some of the pictures get through so fast before they can change it. Huh?
That's right.
Now, here's the brother, Robert Grover, who dedicated his life, got a family, children. He didn't know when a bullet would go, but there's some protection that comes from above the church. And many of us have that. Huh? There's a universal God. And so all at once now, we knew about the tramps, about the grassy mall.
Right.
And there's some cops that didn't know about the trick. So they got up to the grassy mall and arrested the 3 tramps. Now just watch this now, the 3 tramps. This is them being marched from the embankment in the front. Here they are here.
Okay.
The cops went up there and busted them. Now, here's the funny thing. When they busted them, wait a minute. Here's our team that releases this. Here.
I see it. Yeah, wow.
There they are, right? When they busted them, they had to turn them over to the homicide detectives. They didn't book them. They didn't fingerprint them. And the only thing they said is call them John Doe. Then let them go. All right? Here it is right here.
Wow.
Huh? Now, watch this here. Here's the 3. On this end, E. Howard Hunt.
That's right.
CIA. Frank Sturgis. And Frank Sturgis is here. Raoul in the third. That's Woody Harrelson's daddy. White man can't jump. Okay, now let me just show you how tricky this gets, man.
Right.
There was a federal judge in Dallas that they had took enough evidence to prove that Bell Telephone had been approached by the CIA to bug people's phones. They didn't have the technology they got now. They can do it from a missile. And so it got out, went before a federal judge. He had enough evidence. He said, these are the Bell Telephone executives we want to bring in. The judge was shot and killed in Dallas. By who? Raoul. He was so high and drugged out. When they caught him, Okay? He was saying, y'all can't do nothing to me. I'm Raul. This is my code number. Call Washington, D.C. and give them the number. So they did. Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute. They said, yeah, well, put him on the phone. They said, man, you're really effed up. He said, you told people who you were, and there's nothing we can do to help you now, except we got a friend in San Antonio, federal judge. We will send you down there and let them handle it for you. But keep your mouth shut. He didn't know they setting him up to find him guilty and have him killed in jail. You know, one of the things I never understood, man. You got people in jail who done murdered, who done raped, killed, and then some guy come in that done raped a child, and them thugs who's in jail after they had a trial said, you don't deserve one, and they kill him in jail. And we don't stop that? They kill him in jail? Or they said, oh yeah, you be careful when you go to jail, because the inmates, well, these inmates, 99% of the people that's in jail wasn't framed. So who they think they are that has the authority to execute you without a trial when they have a trial?
Right.
So he didn't know that was coming. Now, who was the federal judge? William Sessions. William Sessions, not just the federal judge, but he went to school with the judge that Raul killed. So now, where's William Sessions now? Oh, his reward, he became head of the FBI. Okay? Head of the FBI. That's your reward. And Raul didn't know he would die in jail. And so again, I'm saying, this is what now we had something that happened that was so incredible that to this day, I don't understand how what I'm fixing to show you in the book. Now remember, Robert Groden got 3 volumes of this here. You need to look at it.
I definitely am going to look at it. Wow.
You need to look at it, and we need to get Robert Groden on the show.
Yes, sir.
Now, wait, let me just find this here now. And I don't know if we can get Geraldo on the show, but Geraldo did something. He should go down as a great American, whatever that means. And here's what we were able to do. We was able to get to Geraldo when he had his night show. And brought the film showing the president being shot from the front. This is his show. And for the first time, the world got to see. And the world haven't been the same ever since. Okay? Somebody needs to ask the question, but all them shooters down there, how many other people were shot? Maybe 14 was killed. So this is what we talking about. In America, the Germans didn't know what Hitler was doing.
That's right.
But they found out. And so again, you say there's people in this country. This is the new book on King. A lot of information in here on King. And so when you think about this book here, Dr. William Pepper, Dr. William Pepper, we looked at this here, and wow, most of this here, me and Mark Lane did. Now, are we trying to claim? I don't need no claim, no damn credit. So all at once now, this book talks about him being smothered in jail. And so when you think about, the book is The Plot to Kill King. And so again, I'm saying that when you look at what they do, here, this here, we need to do a whole show on this. This is military intelligence that set up the killing of King. Here's the document.
Wow.
We got hold of the document before it got to the general that was supposed to exercise this. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You saw it coming. All of this here. Every bit of this whole document.
Mm-hmm.
They sent a team of military people in on March the 28th. And they came out April the 12th. Why? They had to send them in to case it. They had to leave them there in case somebody saw something they wouldn't see. They had to take him out. He was shot on April the 4th, but the team didn't move out until April the 12th. Anybody else we got to kill? Huh?
Mm.
And so again, when you stop and think about, you know, and here's Dick Gregory. That paper at one time was probably the third most powerful paper. The Chicago Tribune. The date. Can you see the date on it?
It's Friday, March the 10th.
Wait, slow
Oh,
up.
excuse me. Friday, March 10th, 1978.
Headlines.
FBI memo, used mob against Dick Gregory.
Yeah, that's Hoover sent the memo to the old dog, nasty head of Chicago Bureau, Johnson. I had the copy before he did. The Chicago Tribune ran it. All right? Can you see that? Just hold it there.
Just hold it.
Don't mess up your rhythm. Can you see what the headline says?
It says, the FBI memo,
Yes.
used mob against Dick Gregory.
Okay? That's who? All you punk thugs out there that think this is American and this is that. You going when the wagon come too. What's it say? Use my, what's it say?
Used mob against Dick Gregory.
Go ahead.
And read it, okay. The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to neutralize,
That's their code word for kill.
right, black comedian Dick Gregory, and suggested the measures could include alerting La Cosa Nostra
Yeah.
to verbal attacks Gregory had
What
made.
Gregory stands up and say every night who Hoover is,
Right,
how hard the FBI have been training Hoover to be hard on homosexual, and he's one, he's living with a man.
right.
And all that craziness. But now the funny thing, what's the headline say again at the beginning?
FBI memo,
Go ahead.
used mob against Dick Gregory.
Who said that?
FBI.
But who? What's head of the FBI?
Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover.
I'm alive and he's not.
Right. That's right. That's good. Yes, sir.
I'm still here.
Yes, sir.
He gone.
Yes, sir.
Okay? And so again, I'm saying that we see it happen every day, but y'all ain't nothing but chumps. Now this is incredible. This is a story.
Okay.
If you can hold it and the people can see it.
Yes, sir.
This is a story out of, you see the headlines?
Yes, sir.
What's it say?
It says French Village.
Now wait a minute, this happened in the early 50s. French Village, what happened?
French Village went insane after CIA spiked its bread with LSD.
Now, the CIA probably owned the company, hold it there,
Hold it, okay.
that made the bread.
Mm-hmm.
So the French, these are white folks, right outside of Paris, was eating the bread and going crazy. Oh, they thought there was airplanes and jumping off mountains. Go ahead, the next sentence.
Okay. For 50 years, residents of the French village of Pont Saint-Esprit have tried to understand the cursed bread incident, a moment of terrifying mass insanity and hallucinations that left at least 5 dead and dozens in asylums.
Now let's go out
Okay.
and sing something.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's go back and read something real slow.
Okay.
That you said. The cursed bread.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So read from there.
You know, up.
Okay. For 50 years, residents of the French village of Pont Saint-Esprit have tried to understand the cursed bread.
Now, go back and read this. If they had that 50 years ago,
Right.
what do they got now? Now read that, but change it to the black community of the blacks walking around killing black men. Just
Wow.
change that into place. Not read it, but substitute that.
Today, residents of Chicago have tried to understand the cursed bread incident, a moment of terrifying.
Okay, so now they do it with air.
Right.
They do it with satellites.
Wow.
They do it with chemtrails.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody talking about black folk killing, white folk love that.
Right.
Black folks killing black folks. Well, hey, wait a minute. You ain't gonna get off. I left my house 2 weeks ago for a trip and slapped my wife on the butt and said, see you later, baby. I can't slap your wife on the butt. That's family. Okay? So here, let me hear it again. Okay? 50 years ago, this happened. It was longer than 50 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
That the CIA was putting a form of LSD in the dough that they make the bread with.
Wow.
They do it now in the black. You ask yourself a question. If these Negroes are so bad, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Then how come they ain't killing white folks?
Mm.
Huh? How come they don't put a squad together and go get the cops that's been killing? These are agents that they run crazy and tell them what to do. They didn't go to University of Chicago. They didn't go up on the white campus and kill nobody. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Those are white folk going up there going crazy. So I'm saying again that you sit here and why should God give you the truth when you just as crazy as they are? Huh? Send your black children to war, to kill people, go to North Korea, and after the war's over, the North Koreans that shot your foot off can come over here and get a job or open up a drugstore on the corner where you live, and you can't do that. Okay? And so now we got the greatest thing that ever happened terror-wise was Tulsa, Oklahoma. Little Wall Street. Huh?
Yes, sir.
The black guy organized it. He had Chinese, Jews, Indians in his group. The one black guy that organized was making $100,000. We talking about, man, back in the 20s, was making $100,000 a week profit. So then the white folks rolled in. They would like to talk to you. We'd like to be part of this club. He said, Cracker, get out of here. So that Monday, them little crop dusting planes flew over that part of Texas and dropped bombs.
Oklahoma. Yeah, yes, sir.
Now, if you go back and look at the Tulsa paper, there's a big hole in it. They just cut that part out. Now, here's how we knew about Black Wall Street, especially you punks out there that think you know something. Huh? When September the 11th happened, remember, back in Black Wall Street, wasn't no Negroes in the state legislature. So the big argument started was the greatest act of terror in the history of America. Black state legislators are there now. But I said, wait a minute. What about Little Wall Street? Most white folks had never heard of it. Black folks had never heard. Black folks ain't knew nothing about no Little Wall Street until after September the 11th. So the white folks said, how could you Negroes in the legislature with us accuse this state of something like that? And then the decent white folks with the black folks said, well, let's do a favor. Let's do the homework. Let's do the research. And they found out and told the world. You know what happened? All the relatives of the people that happened to got reparations. Okay? Reparations. Now, we know about Oklahoma. The city, the government building. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Listen at this. What's it say?
It says, FBI paid Nichols mortgage.
Now, Terry Nichols, who was that?
The guy who helped plan the Oklahoma building bombing?
They said he's one of the bombers.
Right.
Now go back and read the top again.
FBI paid Nichols mortgage.
Now, let me tell you fools out there. You ungodly, unspiritual dogs. Huh? Here's a man that they convinced you that he and a couple of others planned the bombing. Now read from where you go. Now, be very careful because I'm going to stop you.
Okay. Papers show authorities occupied Kansas house during bombing investigation.
Go ahead.
Okay. The FBI made mortgage payments on Terry Nichols' home.
Read that slow. The FBI?
The FBI made mortgage payments on Terry Nichols' home after he was
arrested.
Right. And before he was convicted of conspiring to bomb the Oklahoma City Federal building.
This next part is very important.
Okay.
What do it say? She what?
The Justice Department spokeswoman.
Wait a minute now, slow.
Okay.
Now this ain't some punks. This ain't me and you sitting on social media.
Yes, sir.
This is the FBI spokeswoman said what?
A Justice Department spokeswoman said Tuesday she did not know why the government made the payments.
No, wait, ho. Read that slow again. She didn't say it didn't happen.
Yeah.
She didn't say it's lies.
Right.
She didn't say we got to check this out. She said what?
She did not know why the government made the payments, nor the amount.
Okay. This is a Justice Department saying this. Huh? Go ahead.
The small frame house is in Harrington, Kansas, where Nichols was living with his wife and their 2 children. When the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building was
blowed up. Okay, now I got another copy that when we do this again slow with a team of folks.
Yes, sir.
Said we got this out of court documents. That's where it came from.
Wow.
Nichols' lawyer said we got it out of court documents. So again, we're going to slow up and do each individual of this because we happen to be taping this before the Hillary-Trump debate.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So a lot of stuff is fixing to go down before and after that. Trump, when you see him with the red tie, that's the real Donald Trump. Anytime you see the Trump out there with a different tie, that's the decoy. That's the double. Huh? That's the double. And so again, I'm saying, play your games. Well, if my mother heard this, she's siding with white folks. But the truth, you can do that. The Catholic Church don't have no real investigative force to spend trillions of dollars. When they said the West Nile virus, remember that? What was West Nile virus about?
It was like a disease caused by mosquitoes.
By mosquitoes?
Yeah.
From where?
Africa.
West Nile.
Right, Nile River, yeah.
The Nile is Egypt.
Right.
So then they asked the question. I'm not putting you through no I'm saying this here for my grandmother to hear.
Yes, sir.
So now the mosquito come from Egypt. Then the question is how did it get here?
Right.
And they said how did it get here?
I don't know. Okay.
Airplanes.
Okay, airplanes.
So then the reaction is, well, wait a minute. Egypt don't have no planes that go from Egypt non-stop to New York. So how did the mosquito know not to get off at the first stop?
Right.
So you don't have to be brilliant to figure this out. Huh?
Yes, sir.
How did that mosquito know? Y'all, wait a minute, this is not our stop. The next stop is ours. Huh? And so when you stop and look at what they are telling us. Now, you got something very interesting. Oh, because one day Clinton, one of the big stories around the world was Monica Lewinsky.
Right.
And I hope you can see this. And it's very important that you kind of scan the crowd on the White House lawn. You see it?
Yes, sir.
Now, you see him hugging Monica Lewinsky?
Yes, sir.
Now, look at the folks around him. They got on summer T-shirts. All of them.
Yes,
She
sir.
got on a winter outfit. A navy winter coat, a navy tam. Now look at the picture. That's a scam picture. That picture was cropped in there. Now you mean Clinton didn't know that? And he go along with it? No, it's when they put you in and you get out of hand. They could have took him out because they already voted to impeach him. And then he did what they wanted him to do, and the Senate didn't move on. America the beautiful. And so again, now, you know how valuable it's going to be 50 years from now? This show. Because now real people born that's going to do the research. And there it is. Right there.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's organ stealing. And this here, white folk, you can shut your TV off for a minute. Now, if you Google the New York Times,
Yes, sir.
and here's about the, just Google, now wait, Google 1.5 million black men is missing. New York Times. Now, what's that say? Show them to the folk they can see it. What's the date on it?
The date is, it's April 20th, 2015.
April 20th, 2015.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And the headlines?
The methodology, 1.5 million missing black men.
Now, missing don't mean they in jail.
Right.
Missing don't mean they ran somewhere in here.
Yes, sir.
That's the organ still. Now, what's it say there?
It says, our analysis of the number of missing African American men relies on the 2010 census, the government's most recent attempt to count all residents. The census also contains counts of people in prison and in other institutions, such as homeless shelters.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If they in prison, they ain't missing.
Right.
Huh?
Right.
If you take me from one jail and put me in a Chicago, Cook County jail, I'm not missing.
Right.
See, that's how they do what we call gobbledygook. They put it out there, and then leave us little fuzz. So that's all.
Okay.
That's all. And especially you black folks that think you so, you don't know a damn thing. And if I had my way, I'd take all you black folks to Germany and let you study. Did Hitler let the Jews know what they was doing? Was Hitler, well, why you black folk think you part of the government? Why do you think you part of this nasty, vicious system? Okay, I was looking for something that, here,
Yes, sir.
look at the date on that is what?
July 24th, 2009.
2009?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the headlines?
44 charged by U.S.
What paper?
Oh, the paper is New York Times.
New York Times.
Yes.
What's the date again? You got to talk
July-
slow, man.
yeah.
People got to go get pencils and stuff.
Yes, sir. July 24th, 2009.
Okay, headlines?
44 charged by U.S. in New Jersey corruption sweep.
Okay. Now, what's the sub-headline under?
The sub-headline,
That might be.
it don't have one, just
Okay,
going
now,
to the story.
read the first paragraph.
Okay. A 2-year corruption and international money laundering investigation stretching from the Jersey Shore to Brooklyn to Israel and Switzerland culminated in charges against 44 people on Thursday, including 3 New Jersey mayors, 2 state assemblymen, and 5 rabbis, the authorities said.
Now read, you see where I got it marked there? Down, save us some time.
You said mark? I don't see that. It's
No,
not.
it's just a pencil mark.
It's a pencil
all
mark?
It's all about organ stealing.
I don't.
Well, just go keep looking. I got it marked. No marks there?
No, sir. Okay.
So we don't have to read all the other stuff they put in there.
Let me see. I could.
Here. While you doing that, this is New York Times. This is it. Now hand me the other one.
Okay.
Now this is in L.A. What's the date?
The date is May 10th, 1992.
What paper is that?
The said the New York Times.
Okay. What edition?
It's Sunday. The Sunday.
No, keep on. International.
International. Yes, sir.
It didn't run in the Sunday.
The New York Times. Let me put it out here. The New York Times International.
International.
Yes,
so
sir.
You didn't get it on your stand.
No, sir.
Okay. So here's what it says. Now read the first paragraph.
Okay.
Okay.
It says, Los Angeles police differed sharply with prosecutors on arrest totals. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Los Angeles, May the 9th, reflecting confusion that has characterized the city's response to the violence that broke out 10 days ago. Prosecutors and the police are giving widely different numbers of riot-related arrests.
Now listen what the numbers are.
Yes. Okay, let me put this in front of the camera. Okay. Police officials said today that they had arrested 18,000 people from Wednesday night, April 29th, the day the riots began, through this morning, but prosecutors said that they could not account for as many as 10,000 of those people.
This ain't me and you sitting around.
Right.
How many did the one group said was arrested?
18,000.
Okay, and then the prosecutor said, we can't account for what?
10,000.
10,000.
Right.
Okay, so now where did the 10,000 go?
Right.
They were shipped from there to Coos Bay, Oregon, to the Coast Guard Hospital where they stole their organs. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now that's what this is about.
Wow.
And so I'm sorry, I thought it must be another copy, the same copy.
Right, but it could be, we could find it. People could find it though.
Yeah. Well, I'll get it to you.
Okay.
Well, the whole thing. But then they get back to talking about the organ steal. Okay. So then, but what I'll do is we'll find that.
Yep. Now I actually shared that link online about a week ago with people.
Okay.
About the riots, about this sad story.
Show that to them. That's when you go to the butcher shop. They got the parts of the body labeled, how much it costs to get a thigh. What's it say?
Donating your body to science. Death wish. Death is the wish of some, the relief of many, and the end of all. As Lucis Seneca.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to read the story?
No.
Okay.
I just want you to show
the
them
picture. Yeah.
how they got the body dissected. Like you going into the butcher shop, how much did that shank cost over there? How much that thigh cost?
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay? Now, throw that on the floor.
Wow, that's
Ron
crazy.
Brown, for you young folks, he was the first black cabinet member that ran the Department of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to testify when he came back off the trip before the federal judge on how him and his son brought money back from China to give to Clinton.
Right.
Plane wreck.
Mm-hmm.
The folks that did the autopsy at the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology gave it to me.
Wow.
They couldn't deny it once I released it because the folks that did the autopsy showed me the bullet hole in the back of his head. There never was a plane wreck. When they found Ron Brown, here he is laying on the ground, dead. Huh? All right? And so this is what happens, and it'll happen to you. The reason is that people trust you. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And so when we start looking, this is a story of a guy named, well, here, that's where I circled it.
Okay.
Okay. Americans, listen up now. What's that say?
It says,
Where do you see the pencil mark?
okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna show it to them too.
Yeah, now, what's it say?
It says,
Michael Gallo.
they got, well, you talking about the pencil markers. I see Graves' name right here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, remember now, you showing it to the folks that can read it, right?
Right.
Okay, now, what's it say?
Graves claims it is becoming increasingly clear that this virus was not, as scientists at first thought, passed from chimpanzees to mankind, but was probably knowingly developed by doctors and scientists working for the United States government. Graves says that in April 1984, Dr. Robert Gallo filed a United States patent application.
Wait a minute. Hold, what did you say?
He filed a United States patent application for his invention, the HIV/AIDS virus. The patent number for the invention is 4647773.
So what that means is on Monday through Friday, you can call the U.S. patent and ask for the patent number that Graves filed for the cure of HIV and AIDS. There's the patent number. Read it again.
It's the patent number for the invention is 4647773.
Okay. Now there it is, y'all. U.S. Patent Office. They have it. Now, what do they do in the black community? See, if I'm a father and don't know anything, and homicide come and said, just sad news, your son just been murdered. We need you to identify. You go identify. Well, you so upset, you're not thinking about they took his organs.
Right.
Huh? And so, by the time somebody tell you, he's already unbound. Now, here's the article of what they do in the black community. This doctor here, we got to get him on the show.
Okay.
What's it say?
It says crime linked to pollution.
Okay, now, real slow. Crime is linked to pollution. Okay,
Right.
go ahead.
Polluted water can cause brain damage that turns ordinary people into violent criminals.
Oh, wait a minute now. So when I pick up the paper and hear these white folks and black folks reading the news, that what happened in Chicago, what happens in Cleveland, go back and read that again. What's the scientist say?
He said polluted water can cause brain damage that turns ordinary people into violent criminals.
Okay, go ahead.
Rogers Masters
Yep.
Dartmouth College in Hanover, New Hampshire,
New Hampshire.
compared crime figures from the FBI with information on industrial discharges of lead and manganese.
Okay, what does it say? Read that again.
He said he compared crime figures from the FBI with information on industrial discharges of lead and manganese.
And once you get enough manganese, you'll kill your mama.
Wow.
Now go ahead.
He found a link between pollution levels and murder, assault and robbery. Counties with the highest pollution levels had crime rates triple the U.S. average.
So there you go. Okay. All right. So you Americans don't know we are the filthiest, nastiest, ungodly folks in the history of the planet. But you keep waving your flag and singing America the Beautiful, and you have Catholics and Baptists singing with you. But the real God that created the moon and the sun and the stars is not singing with you. They know, it knows the real thing. Now, probably because of the election, which I've always said there won't be no election.
Right.
They when I ran for president of the United States in 1968, 1968, November the 4th. That night they had to shut all the computers down that tabulates because it showed Dick Gregory is presumption president of the United States because I got 9 million votes in the state of Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Huh? You hear me? Now, first at the top, what paper is that?
The Wall Street Journal.
Wall Street Journal. What's the date?
It's November 7th,
That's 3 days after the election.
1968.
Now, what's the headline say?
Election computer goofs gives Gregory 9 million votes.
Come on, not in America. In the state of Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
Now read the first paragraph.
Some inaccurate data gets on TV before use is halted by news election servicer.
Go ahead.
New York, okay.
Go ahead. Keep reading. You see.
Some machines just aren't to be believed.
Go ahead.
Take the big computer in New York that was designed to compile results of Tuesday's general election.
Now wait a minute. I'm voting in California, Topeka, Kansas, but nobody told me that vote got to go to New York. And then, now go ahead. What's it say?
At one point early yesterday morning, the machine was crediting Dick Gregory, the comedian turned presidential candidate, with 9 million votes in Pennsylvania.
Now the state. What happened was the folks that were supposed to go in there were supposed to hook up the machines so when you voted for Dick Gregory, it would register for Nixon.
Wow.
Okay? Somewhere they did it wrong, or the university did something, and it registered for me. The reason I'm telling you this, you haven't been able to figure out Trump. You don't have to when you know what they can do.
Right.
When they give Dick Gregory 9 million votes because they goofed the machine in the state of Pennsylvania, now two things. What paper ran that?
Wall Street Journal.
One of the most respected papers, which is bullshit, on the planet. But not another paper in America ran that story. But if say Dick Gregory was caught fooling around with the voting computer results, the world would have known. Okay? So now they realize, oh my God, Dick Gregory. Oh, the people that did that. Oh. And so here's what I'm saying. So Trump can come up beating everybody if there was an election. And nobody would suspect nothing. Because you didn't know that the Wall Street Journal printed this story, not the New York Times, not the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. So again, I'm saying that's what you're looking at with Trump. That's why you're so horrified. Oh my God. Huh? And so again, we'll go over this. We'll go over it word for word with a team of folks.
Right.
Huh? And so again, I'm saying that somewhere,
Yes, sir.
somewhere, here's a major story, which is crap. Here's this black world-renowned doctor that ran for president this year. What's his name?
Dr. Ben Carson.
From Johns Hopkins.
Right.
They said he's the first doctor that separated Chinese twins that was hooked at the head. There've been other folks, but hooked at the head.
Right.
Now, let me tell you something. He wasn't even in the room when the operation took place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a man that ran for 8 months in the primary
Mm-hmm.
before he got out. He's never mentioned his claim to fame. He didn't ever mention that he was the lead surgeon. Let the brother tell you.
Right.
It was a team of 87 German scientists that had almost perfected separating Siamese twins hooked at the head.
Mm.
So all at once now, because they snatched this black man, from South Africa, they didn't want people to think it was a racist thing. So they put a black doctor in the room who's supposed to be heading up the surgery. A black doctor.
Right.
Heading up the surgery. Hear me now.
Mm-hmm.
Heading up the surgery. He wasn't even in the room. Now, let's kind of cut it short on this.
Okay.
Now, what's his name?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he did. He was there. Then how come he's never been, well, let me tell you, you follow football?
Yes, sir.
So when they picked the Heisman Trophy, how many people they picked the winner from? How many other people nominated?
We'll see about that. Maybe 3.
Huh?
I think 3. It comes down to 3 people. I don't know how many.
Maybe 10.
10. Okay.
Then it gets down to 3.
Uh-huh.
So here's the question we need to ask. If
Mhm.
he's performed this earth-shaking,
Mm-hmm.
then how come he's never been nominated? When say a win, how come he's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize in medicine? Now we didn't say how come he didn't get it.
Right, right.
He ain't never been nominated.
Right.
Okay? See how the universe works?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And so again, we saying that when you look at this, the trickery, the everything that's going on, and so somewhere, I say to you, this evening, the eve of the first debate between Trump, if you gave, like I did, I gave Trump, I said, a penny for your thoughts, and he gave me change back. So again, if you have any questions, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
the respect that I have for you, when I think how young you are, man, and how you dedicated your life to this, and when I think about Hustler magazine, what's his name?
Larry Flint.
Larry Flint gave us millions of dollars, our team,
Right.
to research the Kennedy
Wow.
assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so somewhere we know stuff that most folks don't know, because if I needed money, all I had to do is call Larry,
Mm-hmm.
Hustler,
Mm-hmm.
and before I could hang up, the check would be wired into the bank.
Wow.
And so again, I'm saying, and I'm just rushing this in
Mm-hmm.
before the real deal happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just like to thank to the first thing you said when you pulled up all those top.
Right. The rappers, the rap community. I mean, Killer Mike, Big Boy, Corrupt, and the Dungeon Family actually came to one of your shows, one of your sold out shows.
And Van Peebles.
Yeah. Mario Van Peebles.
Okay?
Yeah.
Was there, and they'll be there tonight.
Wow.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, not me. I've been saying this. So where'd they hear? Social radio.
Right.
On the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's you.
Yes, sir.
And when you go to bed at night, you have to understand that there's a group of people, everything, somebody, they say, I wonder what Ron's saying about that. Okay? That's how important you are. I don't think you can save America
Right.
because we too far gone.
Right.
But there's people out there, there's cops out there that say, my God, I remember that case, and I remember I was involved, but when I look at the research, my name's nowhere there.
Right.
Okay? And so again, I just say thanks. You got any more questions for me?
Yeah, definitely. I want to get your take because I know I talked to you. You was in Ferguson 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And a young brother was just found dead in Ferguson. An outspoken activist named Darren Seals was found dead, shot in the head, burned in car. But he was very outspoken about the Black Lives Matter situation in Ferguson and about the Mike Brown case. I just want to get your take on it because it was another young man on the night of the verdict reading that was found dead. It's a couple blocks away.
Wait, slow up now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I be getting all excited.
You get excited.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be my damn brain surgeon if you gonna be excited while you cutting my head.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
That's not your job.
Yes, sir.
It's hard enough to convince my ignorant mother that what you saying. So you gonna get on slow up
Yes, sir.
like a little child. Mommy sent me to the store. She said I'm supposed to get X amount of change back. Count it slow.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Because you talking about stuff that's changed the world.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So again, we go back to Ferguson.
Yes, sir.
Okay? To Ferguson. Now, before he was killed, that's who?
Mike Brown.
Coming out the cigar show.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
he got on flip-flops and short pants. 15 minutes later, he laying out the ground dead with long pants and Nikes on. Oh?
Yes, sir.
Now, hand me this here. Now, watch this now. So the guy was with him, Johnson,
Yeah, Dorian Johnson. Yeah.
said he had his hands up.
Yes, sir.
He told the whole world he had his hands up. Are you aware that 3 days later the FBI put Dorian Johnson under witness protection? Huh? Now, that's not a federal crime. That's not a federal crime.
Right.
So what they doing involved? So if you go back, and I think you need to read the whole transcript of what the prosecutor said that night. 8 o'clock, when he said, we had the verdict. And then somewhere he slipped or God moved something around. He said that a very trusted African American in the black community, Dory Johnson, who's been under witness protection, testified in open court that he lied. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
No, not yes, sir. Tell those are your folks you talking to.
Right.
He said what?
They didn't have his hands up.
That he didn't have his hands up.
Right.
Now, as hip and as black as I am, man, if I just been an old, honest, Christian black guy sitting on that trial and hear this brother said he lied, why wouldn't I vote to set the cops free? Why wouldn't I?
Right.
Huh? And then you know something. That night, what happened to the guy in the car?
They found him shot and the car was on fire.
Okay, how far was the car from where the press conference?
Not that far away from him.
So that means that's in the area where the crime was committed. You mean the cops, everybody didn't have that place locked down? That you killed his best friend? Set the car on fire. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And few people read about it. The Washington Post wrote the story about it. New York Times didn't. So this is what's going on. Huh? And then now, just the other day, huh? What you see? Because you called me.
Yeah, Darren Seals, the guy, young activist in Ferguson, was found dead in the same manner. Shot and burned up in his car. The sixth person in 2 years found like that.
Yeah, okay. So y'all, have fun. Because you just about to come front and front with the real energy force, which is the God, not the person that made noodles or pizza. And so let me say to all of you, hats off to Kathy Hughes. When we did the show together, we put information out there. We didn't have an internet then.
Right.
Okay? People like you, Darren, Muhammad. You ever talk to him personally?
Yeah, he took me around Baltimore about over a year ago. It was profound experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is what it's about. Carl Nelson has one of the most beautiful shows. So I listened to a good friend of mine, Joe Madison.
Right, the Black Eagle. Yeah.
All right?
Uh-huh.
And so again, I'm saying to you, man, that one day when the real God have to tip his hat or its skirt, I don't know if God's man or woman.
Right, or could be both.
You have to say, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Okay? And so you have to look in the mirror and just understand you ain't no little chump black dude from Memphis, Tennessee.
That's up.
The universal God reached down out of the billions of people on the planet and picked you. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, just because America reduces it down to nothing,
Mm-hmm.
who is America? When the universal God picked, you need to go walk in the park around trees and just sit still and say, why me? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for giving me this assignment.
Right.
Thanks for giving me this assignment. And knowing how it works, there's people come to you with all kind of information. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Some
Information
of them
overload.
are tricks,
Right.
and some of them are ones that said, wow, I know he can get it out there. That's who you are.
Yes, sir.
Man, you are very special. My life changed when I realized I didn't have to be validated by white folks with my information.
Yes, sir.
You have to understand that too. But you also got to call different ones of us and say, let me just check this with you. Don't worry about who gets out here with first. Let me just check this with you.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't move without calling you and Brother Muhammad. Don't move.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Because I know you got some people out there around the world.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I don't even know how to turn the internet on. Thank God I got some grandchildren
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir.
that I can. So did you have any more questions?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Like, I know you had a sold-out show in Detroit, and I had folks calling and emailing me about the incident on the radio show with the judge. And I saw it myself, and I was really disappointed in her behavior
Why?
and the station because she didn't give you it sounds like she wanted to play devil's advocate, but she didn't give you a chance to make your statement.
Why should she? Huh? Why do I need this woman?
Mm-hmm.
You know how corrupt a lot of judges have been?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I need her to... Nobody who knows Dick Gregory would ever look at her, who the world ain't never heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Her hatred for black men.
Yeah, it came
Okay?
yeah.
So then you say, well, wait a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get raped by a family member
Mm.
when she's a little girl?
Mm-hmm.
Huh? This her hatred for black men? I'm holding up a document of the federal government's report on killing King.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, how you know that's true? Hey, wait, hold. Now, the reason I never accused her of being an agent,
Right.
she's worse. Why? They didn't know I was coming on that show.
Okay.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it could have been somebody had already set it up and make it look like that.
Mm-hmm.
The sad part about it is, and I think you owe this to your people,
Mm-hmm.
that the state rebelled and the governor's office made her get on TV. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I saw the interview.
Well, why didn't you tell the people?
Yeah, she did it.
I mean, it's a disservice to her
Mm-hmm.
for you to say the one thing and don't say she had to make an apology.
No, I was gonna get to that.
No.
Okay.
That's too important.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? That's too important to get to it.
It's online too. They can find it online.
No, my grandmother don't know nothing about no damn online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My grandmother know who you are.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Mhm.
So stop using all that stuff when somebody points out something.
Yes, sir.
You're too big to have to cover
Right.
The government's coming after you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying I didn't make her.
Right.
Huh?
That's right.
I didn't treat her bad.
No, you didn't.
Hmm?
Mm-mm.
Shit. 1,000 years from now, 10,000, they'll be talking about Dick Gregory. They won't remember her 2 years after she's dead. Huh? You hear me?
I hear you.
And so I'm saying that they'll come after you one day. When they think you big enough. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay? They'll come after you. And you got to know you're a soldier. You're willing to die. And if you're not, get out now.
Yeah, I hear you. Yes, sir.
Okay? When we go in and ask the United States government, why do you have Malcolm's autopsy? That wasn't a federal crime.
Right.
Malcolm wasn't robbing no bank when they killed him. Well, let's look at it. A brilliant black mind, DePinto from Nairobi, had the black nationalist book. Him and Malcolm, that's who changed Malcolm's demeanor. Malcolm stayed with him for 18 weeks. And he said to Malcolm, my brother, we have to go to New York and take this genocide racism to the steps of the UN. Now, how brilliant is that? You ain't getting in the UN.
Right.
But I can get to the steps and show it to the world. Okay? Now, the morning they killed Malcolm, okay? At the same minute and second in Nairobi, they was putting a bullet into Pinto's head. Okay? It's very important.
Right.
Because people thought he lost, even Elijah Muhammad thought them letters he was getting from Malcolm, and Malcolm thought the letters he was getting from, now we know the FBI was sending them.
The John Ali character.
You hear me? They know. Now, go explain to my grandma who John Ali is. He's close to Muhammad.
Yeah, John Ali was the National Secretary for the Nation of Islam and was at one time Malcolm's good friend. But he was FBI, and he's still alive.
Yeah, you hear me? No, Eli didn't know that.
Right.
So when you sit and you look at it, the greatest nation in the world can do whatever they want to do until you interfere with that timeline with the universal God. America. The one thing you can say about them thugs, the founding fathers.
Right.
The one thing you can say about it, with all they filth and owning slaves and all of that, they was honest enough to know that come that day, July the 4th, 1776, at noon, they could not declare themselves the face of liberty because they knew how filthy they were. So then they said, what, see that bell over there? Let's call it the Liberty Bell. Let's clean it up tonight, spruce it up, polish it. And tomorrow, at 12 noon, July the 4th, we're going to hit the bell. And as the bell rings, we're going to declare that bell as the face of liberty because we can't beat that. And the universal God cracked that bell from the bottom all the way up to the top.
Wow.
But wait a minute now. The universe baffled their mind. All them punks had to do was turn it around. So anywhere in the world where you see the face of liberty is represented by a cracked bell. Huh? A cracked bell. That's the universe. How it steps in and changes things. And so again we say that my little grandson, one of them, 4 years old, Johannes, he said, Granddad, him and my son lived in the same apartment building at the time that I lived in. Not with me.
Right.
His own apartment. So him and his dad had been out shopping at the health food store. So his dad was taking the groceries upstairs, and he's in the car. Granddad, me and my daddy, we going up and blow up the Jefferson Memorial. And I said, why? He said, because Thomas Jefferson was a bad man. I said, what do you mean? He owned slaves, 4 years old.
Right.
I said, how you know? Who told you? He said, well, my daddy told me we go over to the river and rent our paddle boat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right there at the Jefferson Memorial. So my daddy explained to me who he was. Wow, man. I said, I wish I would have known about Thomas Jefferson at 4 before I got all the accolades, how great they were.
Right.
He knew at 4 years old that George wasn't nothing, Washington was a piece of doo-doo. Thomas Jefferson, all them founding fathers was nothing. I didn't find that out, man. I did find out in high school. I must have been out looking at some girls passing from the school. I didn't know they was dropouts. Wow. So again, I'm saying, it's here. Listen, feel. And also got to know what you can put out there. You got to take the time. Wow, what's the timing? The timing. I feel sorry for the debaters because the amount of people Monday that's going to be looking at the debaters. What about Monday Night Football?
Exactly.
If I had an ad for that, I said, no. Oh, wait, ho. And now you got to sign contracts. If I'm paying all these millions of dollars to run an ad, then I got to say if there's a natural disaster or a human disaster, I want these ad price cut in half. In half. Because nobody is going to be looking at anything. That's Donald Trump. That's his imagination. That's what he did. And so, well, wait a minute. How do you know? He don't know. Somebody giving him a speech.
Right.
Huh? We might find out. We know now that Hillary and Trump's cousin. You saw that.
Yeah, definitely I saw that. Yeah.
Okay. You think maybe the same guy that writes the speech for one writes it for the other?
Could be possible.
That could be. You see all the stuff coming through. Could it be? Maybe.
Right.
Huh? Okay. So this is what I'm saying. This is what this is about. This is what it's about. It's showbiz. Showbiz. Go out there and break a leg. You ever heard that statement?
Yes, sir.
That came out of Budapest. Budapest was the center of gravity for the world. The number one thing they exported out of there was the ballerinas. So if your daughter is the lead ballerina and my daughter's your understudy, she can't get on till you break your leg. That's what that means. Go up there and break a leg. It's you tell them that. So your daughter can be the star. What they say, Victoria's Secret?
Right.
What is her secret? Well, my old lady go buy their underwear. Queen Victoria was a man. So if she's a queen and she's a man, you damn right she got a secret. She's wearing women's underwear. Now the statement makes sense. But you want to trust it. Just sometime Google it and then take pictures so you can show it to your grandmother.
Yes, sir.
So this is the power. Now, one day somebody's gonna come to you with a big contract. Also put in there your researchers, but you got to come past us to make sure you ain't hire no government agent.
Right.
As a researcher. And then they have to have checks. Do you realize when they make a new airplane, they go through check after check after check after check. That's what you're gonna have to do right now. The universe, man. I mean, you out there kicking ass, man. With just simple information.
Right.
Now, I hear something. I'm not saying me. I hear something when they got you troubled. When I wonder, when some punk agent calls up and challenges you. You know, it's easy for me to do it. I was a celebrity, world renowned. Do you know, since the internet, I'm about 99% more powerful than before.
Wow.
Huh? People love it, that's funny, but that ain't gonna save nothing.
Right.
Huh? That's your job. And you got to feel that. Huh? You got to feel it when you're walking down the street. You got to feel it when you're just in an ordinary store. Let me tell you, if I carried you and your mother and me and my wife to the one of the #1 restaurants in New York,
Mm-hmm.
4 of us, I tab minimums would be about $20,000.
Mm.
Why? It's about the wine.
Wow.
Rich folk don't eat because they hungry. Huh?
Yes, sir.
You eat to keep from getting hungry. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is about. Huh?
Mm.
That's what the wine.
Wow.
A cheap bottle of wine can be $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And when they get through, you and me, we sit there, we order another bottle. And then we order another bottle.
Yes,
and we
sir.
just get halfway through it. We don't ask to take it out. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Simple. Those of you out there, do you have a dog?
No, sir.
You ever have one?
No, sir.
Okay, the reason I'm saying that is a dog will not drink Kool-Aid.
Mm.
A dog will not drink Kool-Aid. So how they going to tell us that Jimmy Jones poisoned the people, including the dogs, with Kool-Aid has cyanide in it? If a dog is not going to drink Kool-Aid, what makes you think they're going to drink it with cyanide in it?
Right. Exactly.
See how it works?
Yes, sir.
So that whole piece is there. And then again, I would say to you, which I very seldom say to anybody of your stature, the New York Times, read the book reviews.
Okay.
With your exposure now, you should know what are the top 10 selling books this month. That's basically white folk. Then you start knowing when questions start coming in.
Right.
Okay? You don't have to read it,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to have heard it.
Right.
That's why I throw you a lot of stuff that I know you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you an example. What was the dude that said he had his hands up? What was
Mike
his name?
Brown.
Huh?
Mike Brown. Oh, Dorian Johnson.
I know you know that.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
But now if you didn't know it,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Okay? And so I don't go put you through some test,
Right.
huh?
Mm-hmm.
That somebody said. And when I come in, I sit on the show and throw you with something.
Mm-hmm.
I want you coming back with some crazy shit that you grew up with.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
You got to know that I'm one of the most ethical people on the planet. And certain things I'll hint. I'll say, well, now, you ought to research Bill
Right.
Cosby. I'll
Right.
say that to you right now. But where you start off,
Mm-hmm.
go to the Freedom of Information Act.
Mm. Come on, Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. And see what they got.
Mm-hmm.
That he don't even know.
Mm.
Now when you go to them, they'll give you 100,000 pieces at $10 or a dime a shot. Where you get the money?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they overload it.
Mm.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
But where you get the question out there
Mm-hmm.
without spending money, I said we all need to go to Freedom of Information Act and see about the property that Bill Cosby owns in Pennsylvania has more oil under it than Kuwait.
Wow.
Now, you didn't say it did.
Mm-hmm.
You said, under the Freedom of Information, this is what now, the people who love you know what you just said.
Right.
Then we can figure out the other stuff is not making sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Or, they got a trial coming up next June.
Bill Cosby.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
With Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
The white woman is the one he already settled with in court.
Yes, sir.
Okay? So how you resettle? No, this might be the trick. It might be something they won't be able to do. Okay? So we got a trial coming up, and all them lawyers is looking at it, because them poor women ain't got no money.
Mm-hmm.
But if he loses that, then they can take your case.
Wow.
But if he wins it,
Mm-hmm.
then they know I might be working for free. See, there's all kind of deals they make.
Mm.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
But you already put it out there. Now somebody said, wow, did you hear what he said?
Right.
And at some point, between now and a few minutes,
Mm-hmm.
Michael John Neverland
Mm-hmm.
had more oil on it than Bill Cosby's.
The Neverland Ranch, Michael Jackson.
Did you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hmm? And then also you look at Neverland is right down the way from Santa Barbara.
Yes, sir.
One of the biggest oil deposits in the world. You think some of it didn't spill off?
Mm.
That's what this is about. That's what this is about.
Well, have you talked to Bill lately about his health? I know people are concerned.
Man, I don't need to talk to her. Who told you? Did Bill tell you?
No,
He
sir.
fine?
No,
Did
sir.
Bill?
No, sir.
So why am I talk to him about his health? Huh? All that shit is gossip, man.
Mm.
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Giuliani.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't give you no test.
No, sir.
Do you remember who John Gann is?
Rudolph Giuliani? Yeah, former mayor of New York,
Okay.
former prosecutor.
No, don't rush it. He's the mayor of New York.
Right.
His children hate him. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Because he was living in Gracie Mansion with the police chief who just got out of jail. Did you follow that?
Yes, sir.
What was his name?
I think it's like Bernard. I forgot his name. I know you're talking about.
Okay, so they bring him on all the white shows. Here's a criminal just got out of jail
Right.
because he had to have this woman arrest him for slapping her so the gay thing would go away.
Right.
Okay? So here, this punk was never a cop. He was the head of the corrections. That's why them white cops mad at him. So them two lovers got together, and 4 years before the election, the reason he couldn't win, because they pulled that up on him.
Wow.
So they just look up and see what his children have said. They don't say the gay thing. That's why they hate him. Huh? And so now they bring this punk, after he gets out of jail, on the TV shows and ask him questions about how. What's this about? Okay? And so that's where your head got to go. The universal law. You have children?
No, sir.
You got any brothers or sisters?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let me...
No, I don't have. No, I'm sorry. I got brothers and sisters, but no kids.
Okay.
Okay.
So you know anybody close with children?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do.
Two things. Last year, 40,000 little Mexican children showed up in America.
Yes, sir.
Not with their mothers. What mother will let a child go across the border and walk through swamplands, areas where there's snakes, where there's dope pushers and pimps? Only a fool would believe that because you don't understand motherhood.
Yes, sir.
Now, if they can slip over the border, what can the KGB do, who's been to college, who's been trained? Huh? And you got to ask another question. Where are the children now? They didn't go back. Where are the children now?
Yes, sir.
Huh? It's very important. Now let's look at one other thing. The Supreme Court Justice.
Hugo Black. Yeah.
One of the best judges in there.
Right.
What that fucking shit mean, man? Huh?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying the Klan ain't had no goddamn power. They just make fools believe that they determine public policy. Let me tell you something about the Klan. I'm not defending them.
Right.
First, we talking about his daddy been a Klan. How many crackers we know whose daddies was Klanmen?
It's true.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
And all that crazy bullshit, huh? How many folks we know that was murderers, served their time and come out and they kill nobody?
Right.
They give us that as a distraction. Okay? Nobody but you have asked me a question, Carl Nelson, our little Muslim buddy,
Darren Muhammad. Yeah.
about cops killing black. Everybody else want to know about Trump. It's vicious and crazy, insane this thug is. He ain't never shot a nigga in the back of the head.
Yes, sir.
But we talking about him. Trump. Who is the Klan? Huh? Where are they now? Oh, that's part of a game. To get your mind hooked up. How can we say he's talking about he never heard the Klan. He don't know who the Klan. He don't know who David.
Duke. Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
man, that ain't nothing but wasting time.
That's all.
Huh? Wasting time to wait, ho. They give you gossip, man. You want to write a book?
Mm.
Huh? How many people as well known as you are now, how much you think a publisher would give you to write a book about your childhood? I mean, just off the top of the head.
I'll be lucky if I get 50,000.
Huh?
I'll be lucky if I get 50,000.
So then, if they give you 10 million, if you said your mother was having an affair with you.
Right.
Nah.
There you go.
That's the filth that a filthy nation want to hear.
Yes, sir.
You hear me?
I hear you.
I was having an affair with my mother when I was 5 years old. She used to come in and wake me up. Daddy ran on the railroad and said, come on in here and finish. They love it, man.
Right.
So I'm saying, when you look, what bothers me now is you got this punk, thug, nasty comic, worse than the CIA. Huh? Cedric the Entertainer, out of St. Louis.
That's right.
What filth came out of there under his. Here's what he said, man. In barbershop, and all you black folks out there that love barbershop, there's something wrong with you. Here's what he said. Martin Luther King is a punk. Rosa Parks didn't do what she did for humanity. She was just too tired to move her big fat black ass. Now wait, first, she ain't got a big ass.
Right.
Two, it ain't black. That come out the CIA, and this nigga so ignorant, he didn't even read it or know she didn't have a big fat black ass. Huh?
Yes,
But
sir.
wait a minute. I want y'all to keep your eye on this now. He's moved into the graces of the universe. You can't get up there that big and say what you said about a human being that the universe had picked. Look at Muhammad Ali. How did he get there? He wasn't no boxer. His daddy gave him a bike. And the first day, somebody stole it. And he's scared. He run around looking, see if he can find the bike and see this building. And he go in the building and he explain what had happened to this white cop who ran this building, which was a gym. And black folks, they teach him how to box. So when Ali got ready to go look for it, he said, when you get through, come back, man. My God, I'd love to teach you how to fight. That's how it started. Out of a negative. Now, the white cop might have not been a racist, but you didn't want to say to me back then, Louisville, Kentucky.
Right.
This cracker wasn't a racist. So the universe from God can pick anybody it wants to bring that thing out. And when he died, man, he was one of the most respected, lovable human beings on the planet. What do we trace it back to? A bicycle being stolen, and he bumped into a redneck. Huh? And so what I'm saying is that when you look, who would have ever known I would carry myself in the way as a little boy? No reason we wasn't on welfare. Welfare wasn't invented.
Right.
Man, we was so busted. If you saw a rat coming through our house, it was just taking a shortcut. Ain't nothing in our house was left over for a rat to eat. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And I don't know why you people scared of roaches. You ever look at them? I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I hope you remembered where we left off.
Yeah, you were talking about growing up in, y'all didn't have welfare back then.
Yeah.
And the roach, you were talking about roaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, let me just tell you something. One day you'll have some fun, man. And just have somebody that know about roaches to take a picture of a roach with a magnifying glass. You know how little a roach's mouth is?
No, sir.
Well, you seen a roach.
I seen a roach.
So how little you think the mouth is?
It's like real small.
Okay, so why are you worrying about a roach? All you got to do is when you fix some cornbread, take a little piece for the damn roach and put it on the floor.
That's true.
The roach ain't in your house just because you don't like Negroes. The roach is looking for something to eat.
Yes.
So if you give them a little piece of cornbread with that little mouth,
Mm-hmm.
then the roach says, I got a friend here. And so what I'm saying is that when you look at this stuff, how much can a roach eat? And if you put the top on the greens, a roach can't open up one of them damn tops.
Right.
Huh? And so what I'm saying is you sit down and forget that stuff your mom and dad taught you. Huh? Forget it.
That's it.
There's a universal order in your head. Huh? In your head. One of the worst things, man, that children live with is when your mother potty break you. And then tell you, don't you pee in your clothes. Well, what happened is that God made us, and it wasn't no toilets. You squat down, and when you squat down, that's the way you're supposed to have a bowel movement. Why you think animals don't need toilet paper?
Right.
They squat like God meant for them to squat. So now, ignorant mom and dad, they don't know that once I squat down, it flows. Once I sit on the toilet, you cut those muscles off. And that's why when they take you back to bed and you pee in the bed, they get mad. Because they don't know them fools cut the muscle off that deals with elimination.
Wow.
Boy, I told you not to pee. And if you want to pee, you sit on that potty for an hour. And, oh, ignorant mama. So this is what this is about. Now, I don't know if I've said this earlier today, but to the people that's listening, I might have said it. That's listening. At 12 noon every day, anywhere in the world that is 12 noon, we asking them to listen and pray that the truth will come out. Okay? Not did Hillary do this, not did so-and-so do this. The truth, that means if the people believe that Donald Trump didn't do what he's accused of doing, if the people believe, you can't play with God. The truth will come out. If he didn't do that, I'm saying let the truth come out. If he did do it, let the truth come out. All you crackers out there and black folks that side with him, you need to pray with me. I didn't say that he's found guilty. I said let the truth come out. Just that simple. And so again, y'all pray that Dick Gregory, oh God, is he an agent? Let the truth come out. Huh? Now, God, who you can't trick, well, let the truth come out. Okay. If I'm an agent, you just had the power to say, let the truth come out. Huh? If I'm not an agent, you just say, you're tricking the Catholic Church or the Baptist Church.
Right.
You go into the universal law. That's how it works. That's how it works. What was God talking to when he said to the Jews 9,000 years ago, put the what on the door? You remember
The blood.
The blood.
Right.
Wait. You mean this God that invented everything, water? Huh? If I don't put blood on the door, he don't know a Jew lived there? Come on, white folk. How you trick something that stupid? Huh? How you trick something that stupid? So that's all you got to do. And then when you get information from folks, just expose them. In your heart, you feel it. Not some stuff they bring you shocked. Hey, man, this is what it is, huh? I never knew that black men had affairs with their daughters. I didn't know that. I thought that was a white thing, man.
Right.
And then one day I'm dating a girl in Chicago. And I go by her house to pick her up. And she hadn't got back there. Her daddy attacked me like I just killed Jesus. Just an ignorant black Negro that works construction. Her mama works at a Chinese laundry. The dad had to be there back then at 9 o'clock. Mom had to be in the Chinese laundry to start working at 7 in the morning. So she had to leave the house at 6 o'clock if she wanted to get a ride.
That's right.
Daddy don't have to be there. He made her think he got to leave early. Said, I got to be there at 5 o'clock, so you got to be ready to go at 4:30. So when he dropped Mom off, he doubled back to the house and started having sex with his 3-year-old girl. So one day, I go by the house, and I'm telling her how he acted towards me. She thought I knew. She started crying. She said, I told you. I've been trying to tell you since I'm 3 years old. He's been having sex with me. And man, my jaws dropped.
Wow.
I was scared and frightened. First, I didn't know black men did that. 2, I can't believe I'm hearing what she just told me. So man, I'm shaking. So I said, well, let's talk about this tomorrow. So I come out, pick her up, take her to this little spot we used to go meditate. She explained to me what she just told me the other day. She said, well, it came a time when I was 6 years old or 7, when I saw him coming towards me with the Vaseline. I saw it heading to where the people wash their cars in this housing complex. Nobody had a washing machine. You go there. And he had locked the door. So anytime I saw him with the Vaseline, I saw it heading to where the washing machine was. And then she said, you want to know something? I'm 27 years old. When your daddy started having sex with you at 3, you learned to like him. Why wouldn't I? Nobody said anything was wrong with your daddy. I knew something was wrong, but nobody said. So I like it. All of that stuff, man, you got to process. Process. So if I'm your brother, and your daughter's 9, and she tells you and your wife that your brother's having an affair with me, what happens to your face?
Get mad. I get angry.
Okay, so she thinks she did something wrong.
Right.
I'm coming to the Savior. She thinks she did something
Right.
by looking at your face. So she'll never come to you to tell you anything. Okay?
Wow.
Now, so what do we need to do? Now that we know, I went home and told my wife immediately this horror that I didn't know black men did. I said, if any of these daughters of yours come to you and lie to you on me, take their side. Take their side. And then here's what you do, those viewers out there listening. First, if you got to frown and holler and scream, tell your dog, oh, I got this, my brother just went to the hospital, I got to call. And then go out there and holler and scream, put a pillow over your head so she can't hear you. You a cop. You saw this guy kill this person. Homicide takes care of it, not you. They've been trained to look at forensics. You haven't.
Right.
You got to do the same thing with a child. You got to say, oh, wait a minute, hold it. The next day, you walk in, smile. You say, well, okay, that old crazy brother, he did all of us like that. Matter of fact, then 2 days later, you slip in behind her and grab her back and start playing with her next. And this is what he used to do, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's all over. Then you stop there. 2 days later, you come in and say, yeah, he just grabbed us and wrestled with it. Then you put your hand on her breast. And then you put it up to crouch. Yeah, he did all that. Nah, he can't lie to you when you confront him. Because you got a 30-year-old punk thug, evil brother, being challenged by a 3-year-old child. Anybody can outlaw her, but when you go there with the evidence,
Right.
you got it. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And so how many women's attitude is the same?
I want to actually, when you were saying that, I was thinking about Reverend James Bevel.
Yes.
And your thoughts about his situation with his kids. That's what I was thinking about when you was talking about
Yeah,
that.
but now you got to take it deeper than that. The trial was held in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Right, in Lynchburg, Virginia.
That's the home of who?
Of the Klan?
No, the Labor Party.
Oh, labor. Okay, gotcha.
Okay? That have all the stuff on Queen Elizabeth and all the stuff. The Labor Party. Okay? They had him under mind control.
Okay.
And that's why they put it out, because he looked like he was coming out from under. So it said he was having a relationship with his daughter. So he died disgraceful. One of the brilliant minds. He taught King nonviolent tactics.
That's it.
I met with him one day in Philly, never forget it. He came out the hotel and 2 white boys was following him. I said, let's walk on the other side of the street. And the whole time we was talking, I'm sure they was taping. He didn't know nothing about that. That's what that was about. Now, it could have been true, but I'm saying getting the information from some agents. See, they work for the Defense Intelligence. Okay? The CIA, and there was Army, military intelligence. That's what this is about. So that's how they can stand out there with the newspaper with all that information. They get it from Defense Intelligence. And then when it started coming out who he was, that's when they busted him. What's the leader's name again?
Bevel?
No.
Oh.
The one that ran.
The Rand,
That ran the organization that was recruiting folks.
Of the Labor Party?
The Labor Party.
I know you're talking about, I gotta Google his name. I know what you're talking about. I'll put it in,
Well, here's what I'm saying.
yeah.
He ran the Labor Party.
Yeah.
Okay? They put him in jail.
Right.
Said tax so people would trust him. How can Dick Gregory say something about him and the government put him in jail? Oh, that's a fraud, man. They put him in jail to get you to trust him. That's what this is about. That's why I say you gotta be careful out there. You gotta leave yourself open. Let me tell you what I just heard. What? Okay. So that's your job.
That's it.
You out there. They will kill you if you're not in order with the uniform. So I'm glad you asked me the story of that one. I was trusting with my grandchildren in the morning. Not saying he didn't do it, but knowing where the source came from.
Right.
And then he dies from cancer.
Right.
But there's little things that let you know. He in jail in Lynchville.
Lynchburg, yeah.
Lynchburg, Lynch. He's just like the letter.
Willie Lynch, yeah.
Well, the Willie Lynch. Do you have that letter?
I don't have the letter, no sir.
You ever had it?
No sir.
You never read it?
I read some parts.
No, you can't read some of it as important as you are.
Yes sir.
You need to get the letter, and we'll do it together. White folks didn't talk that way 300 years ago.
Yes sir. Yes sir.
That's CIA 1960 lingo. If you want this job, you got to do work.
Yes sir.
Huh? You got to listen. Huh?
Yes sir.
You hear me?
I hear you. Yes sir.
We won't talk 300 years from now the way we talking now. The evolution comes up.
Yes sir.
Then we find out a black CIA agent wrote the letter. What's the odds of some guy writing a letter 300 years ago? Huh? talking about the Klan. And named it Willie Lynch. Are you
Right.
crazy?
This is true.
See how it works?
Yes, sir.
Now, how do you get that? A 5-year-old son can't play ball like you. You started off like that. And then it develops. Now you hit a ball and you know which way to go. That's what you have to do with this. Man, you've been touched. We might can save the world. Huh?
That's
Might
it.
can save the world. Just a simple question. How can Malaysian airline disappear? We got trillions of dollars worth of hardware in the sky.
Yes, sir.
And it didn't see Malaysian airline, they still alive. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Then Diego Garcia. You know the story? Do you know about the scientist that's on there, got the camera up his rectum? He sends pictures out every day.
No, sir. I don't know about that story.
Soon when you get off this here, Google it. That's where they are technology-wise. Huh? Technology-wise. Now, somebody shoot that at you, and you think they're crazy. But you won't think I'm crazy. Because you know my integrity.
Yes, sir.
That's why you got to work and understand what's going on. Huh? What's going on? They still alive. Huh? I know a guy, talk to him every day.
Wow.
Okay? This is what it's about. They fighting for their life now because of niggas like you. Huh? Darren Muhammad. All these white folks out there. You think everything I told you, Rush Limbaugh don't know? Huh?
You know, yes, sir.
You think a white folk will come and give me some information, wouldn't give it to them? Huh? That's what it's about.
I got to ask you about, like you said about police brutality and the black victims. And I just want to get your take on the North Carolina with Scott, the brother who was killed, allegedly reading his book in the car in Charlotte, North Carolina. Your take on that. And also the brother who was killed in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Terrence Crutcher. What's your thoughts about it?
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think? What's your thing about it? I'm asking this for a reason.
I believe that they were killed in cold blood.
By who?
By the police.
How you know they wasn't killed someplace else and dropped there?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now, let me take you back to Dallas.
Okay.
The brother that was killed
Michael Johnson
in Baton Rouge.
and Gavin Long.
Oh, wait.
I mean, excuse me, sorry, I'm joking.
Let me walk you through it now.
Yeah.
In Baton Rouge.
Alton Sterling.
And then the one within 24 hours killed.
Philando Castile.
In where?
Minnesota.
Did you know Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota is the whole capital of the world?
Yes.
And been the whole capital of the world for 75 years?
No.
99% of the pimps is black men, 100% of the hoes is white women. 75 years ago in racist America? Then it must be somebody bigger than we know it is. Now, you got that now? 75 years ago. The whole capital of the world. So now, let's go back to Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Oh, you got to run to the black church after you heard Baton Rouge. Why? Because the preachers, man. Oh, they said God created these storms. Baton Rouge got wiped out, man. Wiped out. God created it. So listen to them, man. Wait a minute. No, let's look at it. The brother in Baton Rouge had a permit to carry what?
A gun.
How you know he had a permit?
I don't know.
Okay. So white folks said the nigga had a gun.
Right.
They don't need no proof. Huh? Even black folks, yeah, he had a permit. Who are those agents? Now within 24 hours, another black man is killed in Minnesota. They say he had a permit. Now just ask yourself a question. How many black folks you know have a permit to carry a gun?
Not many.
Then what, man, I didn't ask you, do you know any? Because I don't know none. Huh? You know any?
I mean, I know. I got two people.
Okay.
2 people.
All right. So you say that, not many. Now, how within 24 hours, 2 black men that has a right to carry your gun have to be killed?
That's crazy.
And nobody said, well, wait a minute now. You got a right. If I have a right to have a handicapped parking, in some kind of way my car zoom in and out and kill 40 children on the corner, somebody gonna ask, how do you get the right to carry this? This handicapped parking. Nobody's asked, well, why do you have the right to carry a gun? Nobody.
Right.
Okay? Nobody. Now, let's go back now. In Baton Rouge, was that a black sister that was telling the world what happened?
Yeah, you're talking about Minnesota, right?
No.
But
It was a black woman in Baton Rouge, too.
yeah, I didn't know about that. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. A black woman.
Okay.
Now, if you saw the pictures, they said the 2 cops took their cameras off.
Right.
The New York Times or nobody else said, well, where are the cameras?
Yes, sir.
Either she lied, or somebody needs to ask what they do with the cameras.
Yes, sir.
And if they say they threw them away, then why? What did the cameras show? Did you see when that cop had his knee on that
Yes,
brother's
sir.
head?
Yes, sir.
Reached and got his gun and blew his brains out?
Yes,
Then
sir.
the next question you ask, then why didn't they kill her? Why didn't they kill the witness? You threw your cameras away? You see she's filming? Why didn't you? She's a cop. So I got a black woman that's telling the world what happened. Okay? Now within 24 hours, a black man's killed
Right.
in Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Except this woman had her 4-year-old child in the car. You didn't hear the baby scream. You didn't hear the baby cry. What mother is going to be so busy filming a cop shooting a person that she didn't drop that and run and cover up her child? How come we ain't seen the picture of the baby? How come nobody asked where's the baby now? What effect did this have on the baby's mind? And then you listen to what the sister said, that he was reaching to get his wallet out of his right pocket to show the license. Hey, man. You know how you know she's a cop?
How?
That's a police report. He reached in his right pocket to get his wallet. You just said he reached in his pocket to get his wallet. Huh? That's the dedication you owe to yourself. That's a cop report.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So now all at once now, a few days later, there's a big march in Dallas, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Black police chief. Black police chief. In a racist city like Dallas.
Right.
But wait a minute. Did you know his brother, his son killed a cop?
Yep.
And you got to ask, in this racist town, how can a nigger's son kill a cop and still keep his job? That don't bother you?
That's a good question.
That's what I'm saying. This is what you got to do. You ain't out here selling wolf tickets or some glamour shit, man. You got a very important job. Did you know that his brother was killed in a shootout with homicide cops?
Yes, sir.
And he still kept his job?
Right.
Do you have anybody tell you that on the show?
No, I just read it. I researched it online. I went online.
No, I said, did you ever have anybody call in?
No, okay. No, sir. No, sir.
Well, those that did, that's why the nigga had to resign. Your type of show. What? Now, let's go back and look at that night. Now, I think you better pull this up and play it. They said, oh, it was a block and a half before the march had ended.
Right.
And they talk about how the cops and the demonstrators was just like a love fest. They was taking pictures of each other.
Right.
Then you heard shots. We find out 5 hours later, 11 cops were shot, 5 of them died. The demonstrators was walking together. How come no demonstrators didn't die?
Yes, sir.
Because the cops was killed somewhere else and brought there.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
I hear you.
That's where you have to get in touch. You can't expect a 2-year-old child to do what your other son, 27 years old with 2 PhDs.
Right.
But you got to listen. Listen, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You know, they said Philando Castile, the guy killed in Minnesota, he was from St. Louis.
Yeah.
And it was strange because he died in July. So I'm assuming they had his funeral back in July or around August. But they actually buried his body in St. Louis in September. So is that kind of weird for them?
Yeah, but before you get to that, I told you that's the what capital of the world?
The whole capital.
Whole capital.
Yes.
Okay. Which the pimps.
Right.
Didn't you see the story where the cop said we had stopped him 60 sometimes, but didn't give him a ticket? Huh?
Wow.
When something break, Leo said, get to a TV. Nigga, you got to be at a TV.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
You
sir.
can't be at no goddamn party. People call you to find out.
Yes, sir.
60 sometimes. That was a pimp that the cops were shaking down for their pay.
Oh.
Then it makes sense.
Yes, sir.
They said he'd been stopped 62 times, but no arrest. Then you start putting balances together. Balance it together. Would you get on the phone and call folks?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Hey man, did you know? We call you. Huh? What did you hear? Huh?
Wow.
Okay? And so now you look at what you added. Buried in St. Louis. How long?
It took him till September.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
to September. So you must remember when you listen to information, you listening to it for the world.
Right.
So when I sit down and give you a salad, nigga, there's other stuff on the table.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Marie Antoinette. I know of her. She said, let them what?
Eat cake.
Have you ever met anybody that didn't like cake? They don't tell me, bitch, what I'm supposed to eat.
That's right. That's right.
They burnt France down to the ground and stomped her to death. So you got to look at the, what, let them eat cake? Wow. So I get on the phone just bullshit. Hey man, when the last time you had some cake you didn't like? There's something you can't tell me what to do. Because so long it explodes. See, revolution of evolution. Repeat that. Revolution. Go ahead.
Revolution
Is an extension
is an extension
of
evolution.
evolution. So when your mother got pregnant with you, the first 9 months of gestation was evolution. When the water bag break, that's revolution. Bow! Huh? This is what you owe folks. Huh? This is what you owe folks. They listening to you. They hear you. Don't confuse them.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say this again. Revolution
Revolution
is an extension of evolution.
is an extension of
Evolution is a gradual nature-ristic change that leads into revolution, which is quick change.
Yes, sir.
Huh? So what we're looking at now is all these 200 years of evolution. Revolution is here. Quick change. Now watch this. All the armies in the world can't take a pregnant welfare mother that can't read or write, and when that 9 months is over, they can't bring in their military and keep her legs closed. The universe gonna drop that baby if it means death to the mother and the child. Okay?
That's it.
That's what this is. That's what this is about. Now you got to run out here and feel bad or nothing. You got to listen to this other. Just ask yourself a question. Wow, 2 black men with permits. Nobody seen a gun,
Right.
but they said the niggas had permits in their pocket to carry. So that's all white folks need. All the niggas had a gun. Now watch this. I'll get you the story to pull. In Riverside, California, a woman was epileptic. She's with her nephew. She felt a seizure coming on. So she called, got on the highway, flagged her. It's a white man. Said, my name is so-and-so, here's my address. It's my nephew, I'm having an epileptic seizure. Would you take him home to my mother and tell her where I am? This one. Got him home. Mother get in the car and go, because people with epileptic seizure, they can bite their tongue.
Right.
The mother got there, the doors was locked, she beat on the door. She couldn't wake her up. She's still going through the seizure. She called the police. Hear me good now. 2 white boys showed up and shot her in the head 14 times. What is a mother gonna go through that called the police that killed her daughter in front of her? So we went in, Al Sharpton, Martin Luther King, whole group of people in March. And they said, well, she aimed a gun at us. She shot at us. And then we found out how the universe worked. A whole lot of cops carry guns. They'll throw in the car or throw on the ground after they kill you. This gun didn't have a pin in it. Had they said she aimed it, they could have got away with it. But they said she fired at us.
Wow.
They're in jail now. Settlement. Maybe $30 or $30 million.
Wow.
Huh?
That's it.
See how it works? Then we find out that one of the cops, it was his birthday, so he's in some whole house party. And when the call came through, they get there and realize, break up my birthday party over this nigga. Killed the bitch. That's what happened. That's what happened. Huh?
That's it.
It didn't stop, it still happens.
That's
It's a game, man. That's how deep it is. Huh? And so now it began to come out. So when they said he had a gun, well, they probably did. They probably threw it in there. Especially if the bitch working with him is the police. So that's where we are, man. So there's a lot of stuff you have to know. Call Nelson, no, you better not talk about it on TV. But he knows it. That means I can't trick him and you can't, because he asks questions. What about what about so-and-so, so-and-so? What about so-and-so, so-and-so? The gayest military out of the Navy, the Army, which one you think had the most gays? Just off the top of your head.
Navy.
The Navy, no. The Marines. Ain't they called the fighting what? Leathernecks?
Yeah.
They ain't got no leather around their uniform. It's a gay thing.
Wow.
The fighting leathernecks.
Wow.
And so now this new stuff now, there was a time, if I was gay and you was gay, we married a woman to cover it up. So in the process, we had babies. We don't have to do that now. Population decreases. Millions of gays in America that don't have to fake that they're not gay. Population. Shut it down. And that's how you connect. And give you an assignment.
Yes, sir.
Bill Gates. Now just start looking through your research and find out before they started sending vaccines to Africa, what was they doing before that? You ain't never gave no vaccine to white neighborhoods.
Right.
So where did this thing come from? And do you own the company? You know how much stuff the CIA and the DIA invent and then put it on some school teachers, little kind people? I go by Giant Food or Kroger's, they come in and get a free flu shot. Man, you ain't got a good piece of meat. Well, as long as you're going to give me a flu shot. Or if you get a flu shot, we take 10% off. See, these are jobs you have. That's why I call you all through the night, man. I want to hear what you heard. And then fill in if I heard something that you didn't hear.
Right.
Well, you can. So here's what you do.
Okay.
And it's very important. Bill Gates. See, Henry Kissinger did a document called Useless Eaters. You ever heard of it?
Yes, sir.
Forget about your research. You're just an ordinary black man. And you hear him talk about they're going to kill useless eaters. Who you think that is? Just off the top of your head.
Homeless people.
What about college professors? College presidents? Cops?
No, I didn't think of that.
You hear me?
Yes, sir.
It's useless eaters. We got a population explosion. We don't need them. Useless eaters.
Okay.
Okay, now watch this. So that's Henry Kissinger's book. Under lock and key for 75 years. He ain't no president, so people went and got that release. Now, let me tell you how the universe works. Bernanke used to be the head of the Federal Reserve. A friend of mine called me, tapes everything. Man, Bernanke, head of the Federal Reserve. He was a commencement speaker today at Harvard, where he graduated from. And he said, just a few years ago, I was here where you are. Graduated. Commencement speaker, comedian, Dick Gregory. Oh. Dick Gregory told us stuff we thought he was crazy. And now it's documented. Now, Ben Bernanke, somewhere, due to research, he stepped down from the Federal Reserve. Do you know he applied to redo his mortgage and they turned him down?
Wow.
Come on, now the ex-head of the Federal Reserve? Who'd he make mad? Now watch this now. So now, this is very important to punch this up because it's a film of it. Where Michael Gates and his wife, he gave a speech to the Billionaires Club in San Francisco. Now, San Francisco was a weird time. You heard of the 1906 earthquake?
Yes, sir.
Did you know they didn't call it an earthquake? They said the Great Fire. Why is that important to know? People didn't have earthquake insurance then. So they had the fire marshal and the firemen coming saying it was a fire. Most of them went to jail. The fire was counted. Earthquakes wasn't. Well, say the Great Fire of 1906. And when you see the advertising Clark Gable, you just don't see no fire.
Wow.
In the advertisement.
Wow.
Flames. Now watch this. So, Bill Gates walks out on the stage. And he said, the answer to population explosion is vaccines. He says that. You hear him. You hear him. Say that. And then you play that for the folks.
Okay.
Them hearing him say. That's what it is. So they come after you.
Mm-hmm.
When you was a little boy, how many was in your family?
I had a brother and a sister, 3 of us, my mom.
Your mother, where your daddy?
He lives in Houston.
No, I mean, where was he when you was a little boy growing up?
Well, they divorced when I was 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm saying here's a little insignificant black guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Mom and dad divorced, and then you want to grow up and put a spotlight on the world?
Yes, sir.
Who is this nigga?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Where your money come from? Hmm?
That's right.
How you know Dick Gregory?
Yep.
How you hear me? But see, I know you get in the car and you drive
Mm-hmm.
to find us.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm? The other night I just come off, man. I've been up talking to
I heard.
till 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes,
You
sir.
here?
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, I can't do it, man. I'm so tired. Because I want my brain rested for you.
Mm-hmm.
So we here.
Yes, sir.
You gonna be here? Yeah, okay. Let's do it tomorrow. At 2 o'clock. I had to be at work in an hour.
That's
So,
right.
no.
I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
this is a respect I have for you.
That's sir. Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying when you show Bill Gates saying what he said, and also pull the Kissinger document.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Yes, sir.
See, they thought they had to kill 300,000 a day worldwide,
Mm-hmm.
but they found out it wasn't. They got to up the ante now.
What you said. Yeah.
Got to up the ante.
Yeah, they killing us all types of ways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So again, I just say to you, man, how long me and you been talking?
I mean, talking about today.
No, I mean, you know,
Oh, man, since 2011.
2011.
For 5 years.
Okay, so I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
5 years, I never heard of you.
Right.
And now my wife knows when the phone rings, run me down.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you might want to take this, you might have just heard something.
Right.
Hmm?
Yes, yes, sir.
You just heard something.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
You might have just heard something. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
And so, me and Leo, the My Lai Massacre
Mm-hmm.
film, got to do a show on this.
Yes, sir.
My old lady don't do no shows.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Greg, do I have
I know Mr. Gregory.
I watch this now.
Uh-huh.
So, we got the word that they wanted to see us from North Korea. So they saw us in London.
Mm-hmm.
So we looking. They said, we show you this film, and I'm sorry, Miss Gregory's pregnant. Maybe you shouldn't. So we look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed the My Lai Massacre. How they would adjust their hats and light their cigar and put their foot on the North Korean child and blow their brains out. And we saw the film.
Mm-hmm.
They said, we'd like for you to take it back. I said, no, let us come back when the time is right. So now we go back. We get the film. We had planned where, not the hotel, they fighting for their life now.
Mm-hmm.
So me and her, she don't know the plan. We're gonna walk around Hyde Park all night
Yes, sir.
so they can't kill us. So I said, when we get here, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna get the film, is get on the train and go to the end. So don't get scared.
Mm-hmm.
When we get there, Scotland Yard, the MI6 will be there. Got Dick, Lil, how are you? We fine. Said, our job is not to kill you. We got to protect you because we got so many Jamaican citizens here. We think if you died here, they'd burn the town down.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't true. We know why.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't know that. They can't take a chance. So they said, so we got to find how we're going to protect you. Where you sleeping? I said, we're going to walk around the park. So I said, thank you.
Mm.
So the next day, tomorrow, we run back to the hotel and get us. And Leo could never figure out, every time we come to London, how home room service. Had a room stationed on our floor.
Wow.
Those was cops. Those was Secret Service. He was always there, always taking pictures. So we run in, get the stuff, run to the airport, get on the plane. I'll tell you the rest of the story later. So what Lil didn't know is I had her ticket booked under Lillian Smith on Canadian airline out of Paris, from Paris to Montreal, Montreal to a little city next to Chicago, then Chicago. She told me something that was mean, man. She said these two guys got on the plane with me and sit behind me the whole way. And Greg, I can't tell you how scared I was. Now, I'll tell you the rest of this story. So I said, well, you doing at such and such a time? If you don't call me in 30 minutes, I know you're dead. And this cat that he don't know, I know he's CIA. Will blow his brains out. That's what hatred will do. Just, I got him drunk. Got his gun. See, anybody come to your hotel and leave, you lock the door. Don't let them. I took the lock. I took the latch off. He's back in. He's so drunk he doesn't know got his gun.
Wow.
And when Lil hadn't called me, I was walking downstairs, going to his room and blow his brains out. That's how the universe, I'll have to put the story together later. That's how the universe saved me.
Wow.
Huh? But I got ready to walk out the door, the phone rang. And it's Leo screaming and hollering. Greg, I can't do this no more. All her children was around her. Greg, I cannot do this no more. Please don't ask me to do this no more. I know she's alive. So now,
Yes, sir.
the film got back. We gave it to one of the most powerful newspaper columns in the world, Herb Kupcinet. Gave him the film.
Wow.
Wait a minute. So now the film, Brother Mail, I'm asking. The day before, New York Times broke the story. Guy became a hero, Nobel Prize, Pulitzer Prize and all that. So they could tell it their way. Not see the raw footage. That's how it works, man.
Wow.
That's how it works.
Yes, sir.
So that's why Thurgood Marshall was a government agent. The problem was there was two black lawyers out of Birmingham was taking two cases up to the Supreme Court. They had to take on its merit. So to head that off, Thurgood. How many Negroes you know? It's up the top of your head. You don't have to be factual, but I'm saying, how many of you ever know Negroes that was lynched in Kansas?
None.
Okay. So how come it didn't come out in state where they had lynching? Mississippi, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana? No. That was the deal that President Kennedy and the Southern Senators made.
You mean Eisenhower? You said you mean Eisenhower? You mean Eisenhower back in the 50s?
No, what did I say?
You said Kennedy.
No. No, listen to me now.
Okay.
That was Senator.
Okay.
May the 5th. May the 17th, 1954.
Yes, sir.
Was the school decision. The decision was made, I'm thinking about the the food stamps.
That's
That was
right.
Kennedy that cut that off.
Uh-huh.
So, May the 17th,
54.
1954,
Mm-hmm.
the world stopped breathing. Stop breathing. Topeka, Kansas. Brown versus Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah, Eisenhower, was he from Kansas too?
Yeah, Topeka.
Now you hear, I'm gonna ask you this: you ever hear about his mama being black?
We all know that. Sam Venice.
Mm.
Huh? We all know that. He's a nigger.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
We all know that.
Mm.
A little gun hole punk. So, he's the one that sent the National Guard, the federal troops, into Little Rock.
Right. Mm-hmm.
See the story. Johnson, federal judge,
Mm-hmm.
Alabama,
Mm.
had a maid,
Mm-hmm.
uneducated. Wife died. He been screwing her all along, but she moved like she's a 24-hour maid.
Mm-hmm.
She told him, Judge, tomorrow when you supposed to sign, let Dr. King out of jail. If you don't let him out, you'll never have peace of mind. She talked so strange, she thought he was talking about the booty.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never have peace of mind. You know he couldn't live
Uh-huh.
without having her,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't live freeing this nigga. So that morning he committed suicide
Wow.
because her sister didn't speak the right English.
That's crazy.
Is that beautiful?
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. And so all of this is the whole piece.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go over and we'll put the background to it,
Yes, sir.
how it really happened.
Mm.
Okay, Doc. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob Gray. We love you madly, man. Take care. We love you madly, in the words of
I
the
know.
Delta. Yeah.
Please. Don't stop. They told Jesus that on Thursday and killed him on Friday. We love you, man. Please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Boy, you got a good one there.
Yeah.